Hello and welcome to Laytechs Weekly, episode 23rd September 2020. Laytechs Weekly is brought to you by Laytechs, your protection from tech ignorance. My name is Sean. This week's news of the week. Apple announced new hardware just one day after our past episode, so we have a little bit more time to talk about it. Last week, Apple announced hardware refresh during the annual September event. Among new hardwares to grace stores within the next couple of months are the Watch Series 6, iPad Air, and refresh base model iPad. I think it's called the 8th generation iPad. Apart from a new iPad Air, everything else just seems like a refresh. The watch looks almost the same as the previous generation, which looks almost the same as the previous generation, which looks almost the same as the previous generation. There are incremental upgrades that frankly Android watches have had for years now. The one that they tout with oxygen monitor, which my old Note 5 has when you press the finger at the back of the phone. So yeah, woohoo! Base model iPads won't change in design much because they are mainly used by corporate clients who already have casings and molds like you know how sometimes when you go to restaurants you have those iPad casings where you can do the order. Those things are already there, right? So there is actually encouragement for Apple not to change the shape and size of the base level iPad because of this. And keeping the old designs also helps keep the prices low. Anyway, if you've realized the base level iPad price has never actually gone up since day one, or probably even gone down actually, based on how you look at the exchange rate. The iPad Air though is quite an amazing thing. It's got a better chip than the latest iPad Pro. It's got an A14 Bionic, which neural engine or something. I don't think it's Bionic. It's just A14 something, which is more powerful in paper than iPad Pro's A12X. They skipped the 13 for obvious reasons. I think so. And then it uses the same shell as the second generation iPad Pro, which is the one with the iPhone 4 design with a single camera. It does have a single camera at the back instead of iPad Pro's double camera with a LiDAR setting. It has a camera in front but does not support Face ID. It has a Touch ID sensor on the power button. So the Touch ID is no longer the big circular one. It's actually a smaller size. They kind of re-engineered the Touch ID to use a smaller footprint, kind of like a lot of Android devices are using, and even Windows laptops have been using. Okay, so and the iPad Air also supports the latest iPad Pro keyboard and pencil. It's got better colors, way better colors. It's got blue, green, I think red and silver and the boring colors, but blue and green are actually pretty nice colors. And it does have lower refresh. Oh yes, it also supports the second generation pencil, the one that snaps onto the iPad, that charges by snapping on instead of being plugged into the lightning port. It also comes with USB-C instead of lightning, which is good. Finally, they are slowly accepting USB-C. Okay, so it will have lower screen refresh rate, which could decrease the fluidity of your pencil. Higher refresh rate makes the fluidity more real, less latency and all that. But actually, to be honest, if you're not an app developer that use the LiDAR sensor for spatial recognition, and not a professional artist that demand the best speed when it comes to Apple Pencil, you won't be able to see the difference between the Air and the Pro. It is better, but of course, the Air comes with less storage space off the bat than the iPad Pro. iPad Pro can expand to a lot more than the Air as well. So if you're really into storage space, then maybe the Pro is for you. iOS 14 also came out to iPads and iPhones. In my opinion, there are nothing to shout about unless you have never used an Android device before in the past 3 years. Widgets work primarily with Apple's apps, so don't expect the same usability as Android ones. Maybe Spotify, YouTube, Netflix widgets will come out in the future, but I'm not betting I'm not betting on it. Knowing Apple, I'm not betting on it. So the best feature are something that should have been sorted a long time ago, which is the part where when you call on Siri, it doesn't cover your entire screen. It's just a little circular thing that hovers on the bottom right side. And when you have a call incoming, it doesn't take up your entire screen and renders your phone completely useless. It's just a top banner, and you still can use your phone while it, rings and goes into voicemail. Yeah, and I thought that calls will not automatically cut ongoing video recordings, but as of today, it did, because this is my second recording of the same episode. My first recording, the video got cut because a call came in, so I have to redo again, and I'm on iOS 14. So if you think that iOS 14 means that your phone calls will not cut video recordings, no, it still cuts video recordings for some reason. I don't understand why they need to do that. Right. There is also this new subscription service called Fitness Plus, which lets you watch a bunch of fitness videos by experts. Nothing much to report here. It's just a normal fitness subscription, another way for Apple to make money from you. Facebook's Oculus 2 releases in October. Good news for VR gamers. If you're an avid gamer, you'll be happy to hear of this new model new model of VR device by Facebook. Not because it's Facebook and all that, Oculus and all that, but because at this point, I think they are the ones that are spearheading, they're most aggressive in VR console gaming. And I am all for VR console gaming, not necessarily by Facebook or any other company, but VR console gaming. It does mean that the industry is moving forward and hopefully getting stronger as well. In the US, the Oculus 2 will start at $100 US dollars, lower than the predecessor, and eventually support a 90 Hz refresh rate. 90 Hz is good because right now it still does 60, but eventually 90 will come in. Maybe it's a software update. 90 Hz is good because the higher refresh rate means there's lower latency, means that you won't feel as dizzy when you're playing games. There'll be increased RAM as well, an updated processor, which will be able to support more complex gaming. Hopefully gamers can build more complex environments into the game. Not that it's not as good now, it's actually quite good. Other redesigns are improvements in ergonomics and a more home-friendly color. The old one is actually almost dark gray to black. The new one will be almost light gray to white, kind of like Google Home devices. Microsoft buys Bethesda, ID, Arcane, and more. This includes companies that make epic games like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Wolfenstein, Dishonored, Doom, and more. The purchase totaled $7.5 billion US dollars and will complete by the end of 2021. All games made by these developers will be available on Xbox, PC, and via Game Pass. So, if Game Pass comes to Nintendo Switch, which I hope it does, we will be able to play these games. If Game Pass, I think Game Pass will come to Android. We'll be able to play in Android tablets and Chromebooks. Apple is still working out their regulations with game subscription services, but the last I heard, they said they were going to allow it, provided they're able to vet every single game that goes in, and of course charge money for every single game that goes in, I guess. So hopefully iOS will get it as well. And I don't think PS will get it because PS has their own. So if you're on PS, you don't get Fallout, Elder Scrolls. I mean, I play Fallout and Elder Scrolls quite a bit, but I also play Final Fantasy. So yeah, between Xbox and PS, if only I have all the money in the world and all the time in the world. Pixel 5 leaks revealed. Less than 2 weeks away from the official announcement, here are the latest leaks on Google's Pixel 5. It will be powered by a Snapdragon 765G processor, which comes with 5G modem, 6-inch OLED screen with 90 Hz refresh rate. Front forehead will be gone, replaced with a punch hole on the left side of the screen with an 8 megapixel camera. Don't know what happened to the revolutionary radar-based motion sense array that was introduced last year. Maybe they just thought nothing is happening with it, that whole hover to swipe kind of thing doesn't work, so they drop it anyway. Quite a bad investment if you ask me. Yes, there will be in-display fingerprint sensor. Well, yeah, perhaps the motion sense will be placed underneath the screen. That will be interesting. It also appears that there will still only be two cameras behind, which is quite surprising, but not so much with Google because they're focused more on software rather than hardware, compared to iPhone 12 that will be coming with 4 camera setups at the back. The first camera goes as wide as 107 degrees, and the second one starts at 77 degrees. We expect Google to focus more on hardware enhancements to the cameras as they always do. We'll wait and see. This week's Tech of the Week, Elon Musk announced evolution of batteries. In the age where batteries are becoming more important than gasoline, Tesla is pushing the boundaries in its manufacturing. It makes sense since cheaper batteries lead to cheaper Teslas, and cheaper Teslas can lead to more sales. They're hoping that the next generation Tesla model will cost $25,000 US dollars, which is actually comparable to a mid-range car at this point. It's good as well because a spillover could also be that electric cars can go further on a single charge. One thing good about Tesla is that all the technologies are actually made open source. Elon Musk, when he started Tesla, he said that he did not want to start Tesla to monopolize the electric car industry. He wanted to start it to invigorate it and to spark a new evolution of vehicles that do not rely on gasoline. Tesla says that removing tabs that connect the cell and what it's powering can make it 6 times more powerful and increase the range by 16%. The company also aims for cobalt-free cathodes, which is something they've been wanting to do for a while now. Cobalt is often mined under conditions that violate human rights, and Tesla understands their responsibility in ensuring its sustainability as a pioneer in the mass market electric vehicles. It's good that Tesla is thinking about this, that if they don't address it right now, if cobalt-based batteries are mass produced everywhere in the age where batteries are getting more and more higher demand, we may not be able to address the issue of human rights that comes with cobalt-based batteries. So if he does this and then he proves that it is sustainable and it's actually cheaper, it is doable, the replacement parts are these ones, they're sustainable and all that, and he shares the technology with everybody else and everybody else goes cobalt-free, then it's a better way of looking at how the world should go. Alright, so that's all for Laytechs Weekly this week. Laytechs Weekly podcast is available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and more. Full videos are available on YouTube, and I post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Laytechs Weekly episode 23rd September 2020. My name is Sean. Stay safe. Au revoir.